Hi everyone, Daisy here again with another layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict Cut Files design team, and today I am using the sunflower cut file, which you see here. I'm using kind of the off-cut part of this, and I'm going to use this technique that has quickly become one of my favorites, where I use it as kind of a stencil to color the background of where the cut file is going to be. This is the sunflower cut file that was part of the November 2020 release, and I'm just using some shimmer sprays to kind of paint in where I wanted these sunflowers to go on the page. I do end up kind of switching gears a little bit here in a minute, but I am going to spray these kind of in a layered effect. Now, if you follow me at all, hi, welcome back. I have been missing for a while. I've just had some personal things going on, and this is the first time I have gotten to scrap in almost a month and a half, and also the first voiceover I've done. So yeah, it is definitely a struggle when you have been away for a while. So bear with me as I do the best I can here to kind of get back in the swing of things. I'm hoping that you could hear me okay. I got this new microphone for Christmas, and this is, I think, my second time using it. So I hope that everything is crystal clear and loud enough. So anyway, I cut this flower out, the sunflower out 3 times, and I did end up cutting off the stem piece because I wanted to end up using it as kind of like my embellishments instead of more like a background piece, I guess. And you just see me kind of respraying over a little bit. I wanted to do this kind of pinky brown spray. This is actually called Pink Moscato from Shimmers, and it is it's supposed to be kind of like a rose gold type color, and it's really beautiful. It has some gold shimmer in it, and I really like the way it turns out. But it wasn't working as the background because the holes in my sunflowers were too small and you couldn't really see them. So here you can see I missed some footage because, again, not quite in the, not quite used to filming again. And so I put all of the cut files down, so the white portion with the outline over what I had sprayed, and then I cut them out because I decided I wanted to use a pattern paper background. And so I pulled out a couple of options here. This first one is from a crepe paper collection, like Wild and Free or something like that. And then the second one is a wood grain from Pink Paisley. Wild Heart, I believe, is the crepe paper one. And the wood grain one that I have, and also that one with the leaf feathers, are from the Indigo and Ivy from Pink Paisley. So after all this dried, I didn't like the way that the paint in the centers of the sunflowers was looking, so I decided to use some sequins and cover them up. And so I'm using these ones called Desert Rose from Sugar Mom Scraps, and they are absolutely gorgeous and like the perfect color that I was going for. They're kind of a pinky orangey color and very iridescent, and so I'm using my Zots and some wet glue and sticking them down in kind of a random-ish order or whatever. And part of the reason I didn't like the way the paint looked is because I did use some paper towel, and my paper towel has a pattern on it, and so when I dabbed it up, it actually left part of that pattern in the paint, and I did not really like that. So that is ultimately why I'm covering it up, but I really love how this turned out. Now, also, when I was cutting these out of that background paper, I did end up cutting the leaves off of each flower, because each flower has a leaf with it. And that was kind of, it started out as an accident, and then I only had one flower left with the leaf on it. So then I'm like, well, I'm going to cut it off and just leave them all off. So, but like I said, using a a combination of that Zotz Blings glue dots as well as some liquid adhesive to stick these down. And then I am going to do some more fussy cutting, but I think I do it off camera. So I really liked those watercolor kind of leaf, I'm calling them leaves for, I don't know if they're supposed to be feathers or leaves. I guess now that I'm looking at them, I would say feathers, but they're going to be leaves for me. So I do fussy cut out quite a few of those because I just really liked the softness of them. And I am going with this like really bold kind of background paper because I do end up using this one here that I have that you can see all of right now. And I wanted something, you know, some more embellishment with it that didn't take away. So I really liked this. I really liked this background and everything. But then I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe I want to do my layout differently. I was thinking like this. But then I'm like, well, where am I going to stick my photo? I didn't even have a photo picked out. I mean, this was, you know, the first time back in a while is super duper hard. Like it took me 2 days to even get this far. I just kind of sat there and stared at all of my stash. And then I finally just picked a cut file and I'm like, okay, we're just going to go with this. So hopefully I show you. Oh no, I apparently don't show you, but I had tried out the wood grain background paper, but I felt like it was too country, I guess. Like, or not country, farmhouse like style. And I like that style, but it wasn't what I was really going for. So I just decided to go with this background because I really liked it. And here you can see all of those feathers / leaves, and I'm just kind of curling up the edges here and kind of making them stand up a little bit. And then you can see the photo that I'm using is of my daughter, and I've scrapped some photos of this like little photo shoot that her and her friend did before, but I'm not sure that I did this photo, so I thought that I would just go ahead and get this one scrapped as well because they're gorgeous. And I'll probably end up scrapping these photos like a million times because they're some of my absolute favorites. So I have a tendency of re-scrapping photos, which I think is perfectly fine because this is like my creative outlet and how I deal with stress, so why not? So I'm just trimming that down, and then I'm going to use part of the opposite side of that feather leaf paper and back my photo with that because I thought the soft green would help pull in kind of that color from the leaves. And then I did pop 2 of those sunflowers up on some fun foam. So I was trying to decide if I wanted my picture over or under, and I am going to end up kind of nestling it down below. And I thought I wanted to pop up like one corner of it, but that's going to end up screwing up my title a little bit, so I do take that out. So I'm just tucking the photo in and working on the title. I'm going to use 2 different fonts here. This one is from, I want to say Pink Paisley C'est La Vie, maybe. And I really love this font a lot. And I don't have very much of it left, so I have it on my desk so I can try to use it up. And I'm just going to title this My Sunflower. So I'm going to use this one, and then that glitter font you can see underneath my trimmer over there is what I'm going to use for the My and Flower part. Again, trying to use up some of my thickers. I didn't have an L, so I used an upside down J. There you can see, had to pull that off. And I don't think I technically have an E, or maybe those are E's. They look like C's, but it works. So just sticking these down, decided I wanted to have this part of it straight, and it was really hard with everything else being a little wonky to tell if it was straight or not. And I am going to end up putting some liquid adhesive underneath those letters because I do not think those are going to stay down at all. And I really love those sparkly thickers that I did the Mayan flower in. I wish I had bought more of them. They're like puffy with like glitter inside of them, and they are absolutely gorgeous, but I'm running low. So now I'm just going to outline the paper here using a black pen, And even that was a struggle. Like, holy cow. Um, just going around everything a couple times, making the wonkiness look deliberate. And then I'm going to add a few more sequins, and then that's going to be it. So if you don't already belong to the COAPA or Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook group, definitely head on over there and join that. I'll have a link down below. Check out the Etsy shop for all of your cut file needs. There are tons of them, and there's always tons more coming out every single month. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again next time. Bye.